My sister used to do this as well, so if I'm going down, I'm dragging her with me. Hi guys, my name's Aria and this is kind of a new series on my channel called The Brown Girl Diaries, and I'm hoping that you will enjoy this video and subscribe if you like it and want to see more like this. One of the first experiences that kind of changed the way my brain chemistry worked. I was in love with this boy in school, so I was about 15 years old, maybe 14 when I met him. I was really in love with him and he was white, and I thought that, you know, things were going really well and I thought that we were going to end up being in a relationship, and then all of a sudden I found out from his ex-girlfriend, which was a whole thing, that he had got into a new relationship with someone else. Like, he was actually talking to two girls at once, me and this other girl apparently, and he was in a relationship with her, and she looked nothing like me, right? She was blonde and she had really pretty green eyes and she was very fair skinned and she was very tall as well, like everything like the complete opposite of me. And she was also super nice. So like, you know when like the girl that a guy chooses over you, you want to hate on her, right? You want her to be like a bitch and you want her to do this and that, and so you can say horrible things about her. She was nothing like that. I think she was an angel, and she was actually vegan as well, I think. So like, how can you hate someone like that? She just seemed perfect. That impacted me so much because it made me feel like I was never going to be that girl. I was never going to be the girl that the guys wanted. I saw like my friends having their first kisses and going to parties, and some of my friends, like really pretty friends, getting into relationships and, you know, doing all the things that girls got to do because they were white and they were accepted and they were desired. And I just remember not feeling like that, not feeling accepted. So this situation was just really like hard for me. And then get this, like the worst part about it, they broke up over the summer, and then in the September he came and he was apologizing to me, and all my friends were like, Aria, girl, no, don't do this, don't go back to him, don't get in a relationship with him, like you can't do this to yourself. And obviously I did do that. I went and did the exact opposite of what my friends and family and everyone was telling me, and I got into a relationship with this guy and I was just miserable. Like, I was just not a happy girl. I was so insecure the whole time, thinking that he did not find me attractive. He was actually really reassuring, and anything about me that I felt insecure about, this boy would go above and beyond to make me feel better. But it just wasn't enough, because it wasn't even about this girl. It was actually deeper than that. It was growing up in this country and being completely overwhelmed by social media from such a young age. I just wanted to feel beautiful, and there wasn't representation in TV when I was growing up, and there wasn't representation in the magazines, and there wasn't even representation in the school that I was going to. I was one of the only brown girls in my year, and that was so weird to me, to be in that situation, to go to such a white school. And I think there must have been like 2 or 3 brown boys in my year. Another thing I remember doing to try and fit in school, and please tell me if any of you did this. My sister used to do this as well, so if I'm going down, I'm dragging her with me. We used to get onto the bus in our trousers, our Miss Sexy trousers that we used to buy from the little shops. They were like these skinny black trousers that like just made your bum look really nice, and everyone was wearing them. If you wanted to be cool, you had to wear those trousers. The really cool girls, like the desirable girls, the girls that the boys fancied, were wearing mini skirts, right? We were not allowed to wear mini skirts, me and my sister. One, because our dad would have like literally slaughtered us. At a point in time as well, I was living with my grandparents while going to school as well, so I was not able to wear skirts when I was living with them either. So what me and my sister would do was, we would be on the bus in our Miss Sexy trousers, we would get off the bus, walk to the bathroom as soon as we got to school, change in a little cubicle into tights and a mini skirt, the shortest skirts you could ever see, and then walk out like nothing happened. No one ever said anything to us either. Like, my friends would never say anything. People just kind of like accepted it, or maybe they didn't pay attention to the fact we were in trousers a few minutes ago and now we're in skirts. I don't think you should ever have to show more skin or show your curves that you don't even really have because you're that young. You shouldn't have to do any of that, but we were out there doing the absolute most. I really hope that this is like, other people can resonate with me on this, because it's actually insane. But my first relationship, even though he was like really accepting of my culture and everything, I used to literally like lie to him about what I would eat. Like, he would say, what are you having for tea? And he would be like, oh, I'm having a pizza or whatever. And I would say I was having fish and chips, even though I was having sambar and chord every night. Like, that's how much I didn't want to be Indian. I didn't want anyone to think I was brown, and eating curry was like the worst thing you could do. So like, you know, my lunches, even though there was food at home I could have taken, that my grandma had made, I could have taken that into school, but I would make my little ham sandwiches, because I just did not want to I just did not want anyone to see me as other. A big part of accepting yourself and loving yourself as a brown girl is to learn to love the colour of your eyes. Most brown girls, most of us, will have brown eyes, right? Like that's just what's naturally occurring in us. And as some people have lighter eyes, and you know, cool for you. I'm sure lots of people tell you that. Having dark brown eyes, that's really hard because all the songs are about like blue eyes and green eyes. I used to hear boys that I liked when I was a bit older and stuff in college as well, just talking about my friend's eyes and say, oh, her eyes are leng, like they're really nice eyes, like they're so blue, they're so wow, they're so mesmerizing. And I remember once the guy I liked when I was a bit older had said in front of me about someone else's eyes. And can you imagine hearing that? If you have like really dark eyes and hearing someone that you fancy talking about your friend's eyes and saying how pretty they are, that was really hard. I actually went through a phase of wearing contact lenses to like, because they look nice, like light eyes look nice on everyone, like they just look beautiful, right? But I started doing that because I just wanted to feel more accepted and wanted to feel like I can do it too. Like it doesn't have to be, you know, just because I don't have blue or green eyes, like I can still have lighter eyes, like look at these contacts. And everyone would tell me how nice it looked and it really suited me, which kind of reinforced the idea that I needed to wear them more often. So I was wearing them all the time. And I probably shouldn't have been, because I think those things only have like a 3-day lifespan, and I was wearing them for like weeks at a time. Starting to tell myself as I've gotten older that brown eyes are beautiful has been so positive for my mental health, because that's just something you can't change. There's so many things about my features I can't change. Like I've lightened my hair a bit, and to be honest, I'm kind of like over it. Like I'm over the brown hair. Like I think everyone tells me how nice it looks and it really suits me, but like I kind of want to go back to dark hair. I kind of want to just accept myself kind of like more naturally. Maybe that can be like an episode on the channel about going back and reversing things that I've done, like I've had surgery and stuff. I think the worst thing you can do for yourself when you're feeling insecure and feeling like you aren't, you know, special, feeling like you don't fit in, is to try and get into relationships to try and heal those parts of you, because it will never heal you. It will just kind of accentuate the anxieties and insecurities that you feel about yourself. So don't do that. If you do not love yourself and you do not think that you are the shit, who else is gonna think that? Put yourself in someone else's shoes, for instance, okay? So say you're the boyfriend, I'm the girlfriend, I'm coming to you and I'm saying all the time, I really don't like my eyes, like I really don't like the colour of my skin, I don't feel like I'm as pretty as Lauren, I don't like my culture, I don't like Indian clothes, oh, I don't listen to Indian music, it's just so cringe. Can you imagine like trying to attract someone acting like that, acting like you don't love yourself and you don't love your roots? Like no one is going to be interested in you, no one is going to accept you if you don't accept yourself. And I was literally so whitewashed, and that's literally how I used to act. Like it's so cringe, but being brown was like the cringiest thing ever. And it was only when I started to hang out with more brown girls, as I got a bit older, I started to feel like I was attractive and that I was pretty, because when I was hanging out with just white girls, that's what I wanted to be. So when I started hanging out with brown girls, I realised, oh, okay, like they're pretty and they like themselves, so why don't I like myself? It definitely had a positive impact on me in that regard, because the people I hung out with looked like me. So I can only imagine the level of confidence I would have had if I had a brown group of girls when I was in school. If you went to school and you had lots of brown girls around you, how did that impact your kind of status in school, and how did that impact how you saw yourself? Did you feel more confident in yourself because you had a circle of brown girls around you, or was it kind of the opposite? And if you were more like me and you're in an environment with lots of white girls, how did that impact you? Was it similar to me? I really want to know, so do let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'm not someone that listens to Indian music. I'm South Indian and I don't really know any Malayalam songs, I don't know any Tamil songs, I don't know Punjabi songs, I don't know Hindi songs. Like the songs I know are literally from the Bollywood films that my mum has watched, and she might play the songs so I'll hear them, and from the occasional, you know, few Bollywood films that I've seen. I feel like I'm such a coconut for that. I feel like I'm not really accepted in the brown community for like not knowing things. For example, my family speak Malayalam and I grew up speaking it, but as time's gone by, like my Malayalam's got worse and worse because I'm kind of out of practice. I don't really speak to anyone in Malayalam. I used to speak to my grandma in Malayalam, but she's really ill, so she can't really speak anymore. My granddad is like a man of few words as well, so when I speak to him, like, we just have very short exchanges. My dad, we don't speak that often, and when we do, I feel like he speaks to me in Malayalam, like on the phone, and then I'll speak back to him in English, and occasionally I'll speak in Malayalam, but I actually struggle, like I actually can't get what I'm trying to say out properly, so it's just easier to just say it in English. But I feel so embarrassed about that, because I want to be more cultured and I want to actually be able to speak my language properly. Like, I perfectly understand it when someone's talking to me, like I will understand it. It's a bit different when I'm watching like Indian news or something, like they speak so fast from it, like I cannot understand that. Oh, nearly knocked the light down. When I'm watching like Malayalam movies, like I actually have to have English subtitles at the bottom, because I think they talk a lot faster as well, and I can't actually process it, and I can't really understand it like all the time. So that's definitely like a journey for me, is to learn more Malayalam, and I'm definitely going to make a YouTube video about that, because I think it'll also be really funny. But yeah, I really want to like maybe take Malayalam classes and learn to read and write in my language, speak to my mum in Malayalam. Like, we just speak in English at home, like we've always done that. I think maybe when I was a baby and like just growing up for the first few years of my life, I was speaking Malayalam to my parents, but then just as we got older, we just started speaking English to my mum. My mum was born and raised in the UK as well. I feel like that's a big reason why I am the way I am, because I have a Western mum. So like I grew up with more Western lifestyle choices in comparison to someone who's both their parents might be from Kerala. My boyfriend AJ, he's Malayali as well, and I feel like I could definitely like utilize that more and speak to him more in Malayalam. Like, the only time we've really done that is like, I feel like sometimes when we've had a few drinks or something, I'll just start speaking to him in Malayalam, like it just naturally comes out. His Malayalam I think is actually better than mine. I don't like admitting that, but when we first met I thought my Malayalam was better, but I feel like his is actually better now. Over time, for some reason, I've lost confidence in my language and I need to get that back. Does anyone else feel like that? Like, I feel like there's so many brown girls I know who feel quite uncomfortable speaking in their like mother tongue, because, you know, we're not practicing it all the time, and then growing up and learning two different languages at the same time, that can be hard. Like, some people are so good at it. I do love being brown, and I love being a girl, and I love being a brown girl, but they all have their challenges. Like, all of those things are tough. Even in this day and age, like, brown women are not represented in the media as other women are. Having shows like Bridgerton and Never Have I Ever and also One Day have been really, really groundbreaking, especially for me as well. Like, even though I'm older, seeing brown women in romantic roles, seeing them play the love interest when I've never seen that before, apart from in Bollywood and apart from in Malayalam movies and things, it's been amazing to see them in those positions in Western media, and I feel like things are getting so much better for us. There is still a long way to go, and I just wanted to start this series on my channel so that we can all kind of gather together and talk about what it's like for us, and, you know, just kind of give each other a big hug on the internet, because we definitely need that. And I don't have many brown women in my life, and the ones that I do, I hold them very close. But yeah, it would be nice to find more of you. So if you have enjoyed this video, do let me know by giving me a thumbs up. That lets YouTube know that you enjoyed this video, and it will recommend it to other people. Do subscribe if you want to watch more videos like this. Like I said, it's a series on starting, so I will continue the Brown Girl Diaries series if you want me to, so do subscribe, and also comment and let me know your thoughts down below, because I'd love to hear from you and I really want to know your experience as a brown girl growing up in the UK. Thank you again for watching. My name's Aria, and I really hoped you enjoyed this video. Take care now. Bye bye.